Thank you. Folks, all card tricks are usually exceptionally boring. This one really is pretty much the same. I'm going to get a card selected, but normally what happens is if you get a card selected, if it's an amateur magician, he will fan out the cards like this, and he'll say, pick a card, and he'll push one out like that. And if you don't pick that one, he dissolves into tears, and you've ruined a wonderful career right at the start. This is totally different. I'm going to hand the deck to anyone at all. I'm going to say, pick a card. And whatever card you pick, this will be your choice. If you want to do it a slightly different way, pick 51 cards and leave me one. Just grab any one card you want. The other thing I want to show you is this pen, which is a marker pen. This means that you can write your name all over whatever card you get, and then you'll know it if you see it again. You've got one, have you? Take it right out of the pack. That's fine. Let me have the pack back. Which one did you get? Yep, that's fine. Do you realize how silly magic is, that people actually spend half their life getting a card selected, putting it back into the pack, shuffling it all up, and then telling a man who already knows the name of the card that he selected? I mean, it's stupid, isn't it? Look, write your name across. Now, let me explain this to you. What I want you to do is start like there, hither, down to yon. Write your name right along there. Then write it from there to there. And if there's any space left and you've got any strength, sign your name there, 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 and there. If you see any section of this card, I want you to be able to say, William, that is my card. Meantime, I'll let you see that he could have had a wonderful choice. He could have been any one of these. The reason I walk amongst you is because otherwise the aftershave lotion was a complete waste of time. I'll add to which there may be those of you who may wish to touch me. It's a thought. You've done that. Let me have the pen first, because that's how I got it. Fine. Right. Now we come to the important thing, and that is the card. Let me show you the card. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the card that's been selected. I'm going to hold it up to you so that you can see without a shade. Let me put the rest of these cards down over here. I walk around quite a bit during this as my contribution to the energy crisis. Nowhere in the world today is there a card with that section written on like that. We're going to prove to you that nowhere in the world today is there such a card, because we're going to tear it up into small sections. And I'm going to stand here so you can actually see me tearing the card, and he's going to see over there that I really do tear the card. We first of all fold it into halves like that, and then we rip it apart, accomplishing two things. First of all, completely ruining a deck of cards, and secondly, tearing your card in half. We fold it again, and we tear it once more. My godfathers, imagine what he would do if he was roused. The man must be a black belt in origami. The last tear I'm going to do, as I fold it into 1/8 pieces, the last tear is going to be done with a part of the card, part of your signature, facing you so that you can actually see it. Now, can you see it? Let me get here like that. Can you actually see part of your signature? And this is the final tear into 1/8 pieces like that. Would you like to hang on to that little piece? I'm sorry to wake you up. That's it. It's got part of his signature on, right? Fine. The rest of these cards, you have never seen such a shambles in your life. Look at it. Not since the Titanic. It's a total wreck, but you can still see part of his signature on the thing. Now, I want you to be good enough to raise your right hand. That's this one, okay? Now, hold the card very tightly so he can still see part of the sections of the card. See, part of the signature? Right there, now close your hand very, very tightly. Ooh. Rough. Now, let me explain what's going to happen. I'm going to ask you to hold your hand 6 inches above my hand, and then I will suddenly shout, drop them. This refers to the pieces of card. There was a time when we had a rather bizarre manifestation, and we don't want a repetition of that. My cupped hands, totally empty, hold the pieces of card over the top of my hand. 1, 2, 3, drop them. Let me show you a weird thing. The pieces of card are no longer pieces. I'll hold them up so you can see as I open it up like that. And we have now got one whole card, but there was a test piece, a little check piece. Can I have it back from you? That's the boy. Now, if this fits, we got a miracle on our hands. If it doesn't, we all file out of this place and throw yourself under the nearest bus. The piece is not only a fit, it's practically a convulsion, and Isidore Schlauberguts, that's your card. Right there, there. Take it. Now, Thank you. I want to show you a most unusual trick, and everything is borrowed in this trick, with one exception. The one exception is this, which is a little swizzle stick. And you utilize this if you ever go to a nightclub or somewhere like that and you get champagne, you swizz all the bubbles out of the champagne like that, and this saves you burping at the waiter when you're arguing about the bill. I'm going to give it to you to have a look at. Would you like to have a look at and see that it's just an ordinary swizzle stick? Don't break it. Just look at it. I want to borrow 3 gold rings. I prefer rings of this type. This is an old family signet ring. It's been in the family ever since it was nearing, but I'll put this out of the way in case you think that I'm going to use this in any way. The hands are totally empty, and we want 3 finger rings. One from there, one from about there, and one from over here. Now, where are the 3 gold rings? We've got one there, fine. I'll come and visit you. That's fine. Would you like to let me have it for a second? That's fine. Oh, you've got one there. Good. Can I have that one? Oh, you nearly had trouble getting it off, but don't worry. We've got a wonderful trick with a ring and a finger and a penknife. And where's the other one? Over there. That's beautiful. Now, we're going to have a good look at these 3 rings because we don't want any junk in this act. It's one of these essentials that the rings have got to be really first-class, fabulous rings. I've got a little thing which allows me to do that, actually. It's a little, here we are, like that. Now, yeah, oh, I love your ring. That's the one with the hole for a stone. Did you realize that? It's beautiful, really nice. Yours is, yes, it is. And, hey, this, DC, who's DC? You. You got this from a millionaire. I can see the F.W. Woolworth inside. Really nice. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take these rings, put them onto the swizzle stick, and you may have seen the old trick where the magician takes the big silver rings and he links them together. Have you seen that? Watch this, because it is slightly odd. There are the 3 borrowed rings on the swizzle stick. I'm going to ask DC. Where's DC? Right. DC, step up for 1 second, will you? Can you see your ring there?
Yes.
Can you? Would you lift it right off, but lift it right off so they can see over here, and lift it off very slowly? Do you notice something very strange about it? Oh. Hold it up. Hold it up to the camera there so you can see. They're actually linked together, one inside the other. Now, I don't want to touch it. Will you take it to that gentleman there and let him see that his ring is there? Fine. Now, sit down and hold the swizzle stick for a moment. Leave it with him. And would you pass it to the lady over there, and would you please be good enough to hold it up so that you can see that your ring is definitely linked into the others? Isn't it? Right there. Fine. Let me get them back again because we have a certain problem here, and I'll tell you what it is. The first part of the trick, where you link the rings together, I can do that quite well. The second part, which is unlinking them, I have never as yet really tried. But where do you live? Downtown. Where do you live? Ah, and you live? Yeah, that sort of shoots the idea of you 3 going home together. But, Dave, don't stand there. Get me a hacksaw. This can be really rough, this. In rehearsal,
There you go, Billy.
He did. He got me a hacksaw.
Yes.
But don't worry, folks. I will only cut the cheapest one.
Carry on.
Oh, my God, fellas. Now, this is not exactly what I had in mind, but there's a very fair chance that well, we'll see. I mean, but I'll tell you, I'm going to cut your ring, but don't worry about that. Everyone else thinks it's terribly funny, and they laugh like crazy. And after all, comedy is everything important. That's it, fine. No, actually, I haven't cut your ring. They are still joined together, and we're still in trouble. Let me place them on the swizzle stick, and if we stick them on the swizzle stick, there's a very fair chance during the course of this event that we might be able to get them separated whilst they're on the swizzle stick. Would you be good enough to hold the swizzle stick in such a way that I can slide them on? That's fine. We put them there, right there, and there, and there, like that. Now, I can see them all on the swizzle stick like that. They are still joined together, as you can see, but despite the fact they're still joined together, we're going to try and separate them off. First of all, we take your ring there, and we give it a little flick like so. Now, I want you to stand up, take your ring off, but show them over there on that camera so they see that now your ring, although at the moment it's attached, stand up and take it right off so that everyone can see that it's totally separate like that. Now, you see the way yours is still joined there to that? Would you like to step up for 1 second? And even though they're joined, I'm just going to flick like that. Now you'll find yours is totally separate and you're able to take it right off like that. And the last ring and the swizzle stick we'll give to DC. May I say thank you so much. We'll give a big round of applause to the three people. Otherwise, it's never enough.
Billy McComb, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic.